I hope you've had a better day than Lily had in this story. Lily's Purple Plastic Purse by Kevin Hanks. Lily's Purple Plastic Purse. I love school. Lily loved school. She loved the pointy pencils. She loved the squeaky chalk. And she loved the way her boots went clickety-clickety-click down the long, shiny hallways. Lily loved the privacy of her very own desk. She loved the fish sticks and the chocolate milk every Friday in the lunchroom. But most of all, she loved her teacher, Mr. Slinger. Now, Mr. Slinger was as sharp as a tack. He wore artistic shirts. He wore glasses on a chain around his neck. He wore a different colored tie for each day of the week. "Wow," said Lily. That was just about all she could say. Wow. Instead of "Greetings, students," or "Good morning, pupils," Mr. Slinger winked and he said, "Howdy." He thought desks in rows were old-fashioned and boring. Do you rodents think you could handle a semicircle?" And he provided the most tasty snacks, things that were curly and crunchy and cheesy. "I want to be a teacher when I grow up," said Lily. "Me too," said her friends Chester, Wilson, and Victor. At home, Lily pretended to be Mr. Slinger. "I am the teacher," she told her baby brother Julius. "So listen up." Lily even wanted her own set of deluxe picture encyclopedias. "What's with Lily?" asked her mother. "I thought she wanted to be a surgeon or an ambulance driver or a diva," said her father. "Oh, it must be because of her new teacher, Mr. Slinger," said her mother. "Wow," said her father. That was just about all he could say. Wow. Whenever the children had free time, they were permitted to go to the light bulb lab in the back of the classroom. They expressed their ideas creatively through drawing and writing. And Lily went often because she had a lot of ideas. And she drew pictures of Mr. Slinger, and she wrote stories about him too. And during sharing time, Lily showed her creations to the entire class. "Wow," said Mr. Slinger. That was just about all he could say. Wow. When Mr. Slinger had bus duty, Lily stood in line even though she didn't ride the bus. Lily raised her hand more than anyone else in the class, even if she didn't know the answer. And she volunteered to stay after school and to clap erasers. "I want to be a teacher when I grow up," said Lily. "Excellent choice," said Mr. Slinger. One Monday morning, Lily came to school especially happy. She had gone shopping with her granny over the weekend, and Lily had a new pair of movie star sunglasses, complete with glittery diamonds and a chain, like Mr. Slinger's. And she had 3 shiny quarters. And best of all, she had a brand new purple plastic purse that played a jaunty tune whenever it was opened. Lily wanted to show everyone. "Not now," said Mr. Slinger. "Listen to our story." Lily had a hard time listening. Lily really wanted to show everyone. "Not now," said Mr. Slinger. "Let's be considerate of our classmates." And Lilly had a hard time being considerate. Lilly really, really, really wanted to show everyone. "Not now," said Mr. Slinger. "Wait until recess or sharing time." But Lilly couldn't wait. The glasses were so glittery, and the quarters were so shiny, and the purse played such nice music, not to mention how excellent it was for storing school supplies. "Look!" Lilly whispered fiercely. "Look, everyone! Look what I got!" Everyone looked, including Mr. Slinger, and he was not amused. "I'll just keep your things at my desk till the end of the day," said Mr. Slinger. "They'll be safe there, and then you can take them home." Lilly's stomach lurched. She felt like crying. Her glasses were gone, and her quarters were gone, and her purple plastic purse was gone. Lilly longed for her purse all morning. She was even too sad to eat the snack Mr. Slinger served before recess. And that afternoon, Lilly went to the light bulb lab. She was still very sad, and she thought, and she thought, and she thought, and then she became angry. And she thought, and she thought, and she thought some more, and then she became furious. And she thought, and she thought, and she thought a little longer, and then she drew a picture of Mr. Slinger. "Big, fat, mean Mr. Stealing Teacher." Right before the last bell rang, Lilly sneaked the drawing into Mr. Slinger's book bag. When all the students were buttoned and zipped and snapped and tied and ready to go home, Mr. Slinger strolled over to Lilly and gave her her purple plastic purse back. "It's a beautiful purse," said Mr. Slinger, "and your quarters are nice and jingly. And those glasses are absolutely fabulous. You may bring them back to school tomorrow, as long as you don't disturb the rest of the class." "I don't want to be a teacher when I grow up," Lilly said as she marched out of the classroom. And on the way home, Lilly opened her purse. Her glasses and quarters were inside, and there was a note from Mr. Slinger, and it said, "Today was a difficult day. Tomorrow will be better." And there was also a small bag of tasty snacks at the bottom of the purse. Lilly's stomach lurched, and she felt like crying. She felt simply awful. She ran all the way home and told her mother and father everything. And instead of watching her favorite cartoons, Lilly decided to sit in the uncooperative chair. "I'd stay here for 1,000,000 years for Mr. Slinger. Why does everything happen to me? 1051, 1052. That night, Lilly drew a new picture of Mr. Slinger and wrote a story about him too. Lilly was really, really sorry, so everyone forgave her, even her parents, even her stinky little brother, and even especially her incredible teacher. And then the sun shined his smiley face down on everyone and everything, even the bugs and the worms. The end. I am an author. Lily's mother wrote a note, and Lily's father baked some tasty snacks for Lilly to take to school next day. "I think Mr. Slinger will understand," said Lily's mother. "Oh, I know he will," said Lily's father. And the next morning, Lilly got up to school got up to go to school early. "These are for you," she said to Mr. Slinger, "because I'm really, 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 really sorry." Mr. Slinger read the story, and he looked at the picture, and he read the note, and he sampled the snacks. "Wow," said Mr. Slinger. That was just about all he could say. Wow. "What do you think we should do with this?" asked Mr. Slinger, as he showed her the mean picture she had drawn. "Could we just throw it away?" asked Lilly. "Excellent idea," said Mr. Slinger. Now, during sharing time, Lilly demonstrated the many uses and unique qualities of her purple plastic purse. "It's like having an extra pocket with a radio inside." And her shiny quarters, because 3 quarters are even better than $1 because they make noise. And her glittery movie star sunglasses. Glamorous protection from harmful rays. And then she did a little performance using them as props. "It's called interpretive dance," said Lilly, and Mr. Slinger joined in. "Wow," said the entire class. That was just about all they could say. Wow. And throughout the rest of the day, Lily's purse and quarters and sunglasses were tucked safely inside her desk. She peeked at them often, but did not disturb a soul. And right before the last bell rang, Mr. Slinger served Lily's snacks, to everyone's delight. "What do you want to be when you grow up?" "A teacher!" everyone responded, and Lily's response was the loudest. "Excellent choice," said Mr. Slinger. And as the pupils filed out of the classroom, Lilly held her purple plastic purse close to her heart. Mr. Slinger was right. It had been a better day. And Lilly ran and skipped and hopped and flew all the way home. She was so happy. And she really did want to be a teacher when she grew up. That is, if she didn't want to be a dancer or a surgeon, an ambulance driver, a diva, a pilot, a hairdresser, or a scuba diver. The end. One of the lessons in this story is that tomorrow can be a better day, and that we can always do a better job of acting as Jesus would want us to do tomorrow than we did today. Good night.